Alright, what is going on, everyone? So today in this video, I'm going to be discussing some brands that I feel like aren't going to fall off or lose some popularity in the year of 2018, because we've gone into this year and I haven't actually seen much discussing fashion as of now. But however, I did see some brands that ended 2017 a bit weak, and I do have an idea of some brands I feel like are going to fall off and maybe not have a very successful 28, or we won't see them whatsoever. Like, we won't be talking about them, not going to be in our main brand sort of situation. And to define fall off, I mean like just basically what I just said, like we won't be talking about them as much, or we won't talk about them at all. That's what I think, and I'm gonna be discussing some brands here, and I hope you guys will enjoy this video. It's gonna be a fun one to make, and I've definitely been excited to make this video, and it's been requested. A lot of you guys are like, hey, what are the brands for 2018? What's gonna be big from designer? What's gonna be big from clothing, sneakers? And I'm gonna be explaining it all in this video, and I think you guys are gonna really enjoy it, so I hope you guys do enjoy this video. If you're new, go ahead, subscribe below. I'd appreciate it. And another thing you guys to do is enter in my giveaway. It's a $400 giveaway, and you guys can enter that in the top link in the description or somewhere there. You guys will see it. It'll be titled giveaway. But I hope you guys will enjoy this video. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Drop a like. Let's get 300 likes. Huge goal. I'd appreciate it. But anyways, let's get started in this video. Okay, so the first brand that I think is gonna fall off in the year of 2018, I would say Bape. Now, the reason I'm saying Bape, for Bape, I don't feel like they're gonna fall off completely and nobody's gonna be talking about them, but I feel like 2018 is gonna be a weaker year. However, they do have a chance to actually have a really good year if they follow some of the steps I'll discuss later in this segment. But firstly, the reason I'm saying Bape is because they didn't really have a great 2017, at least towards the end of it. You know, Bape is like the king of collaborations, from Magnus Ronning, as he said that. You know, they do so many collabs. They're known for that. They'll collab with anybody, any size, no matter how big or small your brand is. And, you know, they really are good at that. But however, it's almost like they're doing too many. That's how I feel. And you know, sometimes I just feel like if they want to have a successful 2018, they're gonna need to collab from the sneaker side. Like, they're gonna actually need to expand their Hypebeast brand in a sense, and they're also gonna need to do some really good clothing collaborations with bigger brands. Maybe something like Bape Adidas again, like something like that. They need to really revive their brand by doing a big collaboration that's gonna be known everywhere. That would draw a lot of attention from two big brands, and that attention can be combined, and then they can have a lot of success with that. Okay, that's like 2 voice cracks in like a minute. I can't even explain that, but aside from that, I feel like Bape can have a very successful year as long as they do everything correctly, collaborate from the sneaker side, collaborate with big brands. But the reason I'm saying they'll fall off, again, too many collaborations, and also, let's be honest, it's really repetitive. Like, how many tees are on their site sitting that look the exact same? Like, let's be honest, they have so many tees with just that simple bathing ape design right there, and it just says like buy bathing ape or bathing ape right under it, and it's not original. It's just sort of replicating itself. So Bape has a lot of those, and that's what I'm thinking, is that Bape just does too many of those tees, and they definitely need to change it up a bit. So that's the thing I think right there. I feel like Bape may not have a very successful 2018, and they may actually fall off. And speaking of Adidas, that will be the second brand I'm discussing. Now, the reason I'm saying Adidas is going to fall off, I mean, they're not really too huge in streetwear, I'd say. I'm more or less discussing their Yeezy line. Now, what I mean is just, let's be honest, there's too many 350 V2s, and I mean, Yeezys are just sort of now overhyped, and that's sort of the name they've gotten. Everyone's just like, well, everybody has a pair now, they're not even special. Yeezys are dead, they're dying, nobody even wants them anymore, and that's what people are sort of thinking. I mean, they just do sell out whenever they drop them, and everyone still goes crazy for them. They're still really the biggest sneaker that everyone talks about, but I feel like 2018 is not going to be as successful, because let's face it, Jordan had a really good ending with the Off-White Jordan 1 and the Win Like 96. Jordan had a very solid ending to 2018, and I feel like they actually may, or end of 2017, and I feel like they may have a very solid and strong start in 2018, and that would just lead through the whole year, and they may end up passing Adidas again, but who knows on that? We're not too sure. But when I discuss all of that, I feel like Adidas will probably fall off, and the Yeezys will probably die this year. I do own a pair of the V2 blue tints, but let's be honest, I mean, I don't care if they die, because I mean, I just sort of got them because I was like, okay, I've never owned a pair of V2s. I want to do a review in them. I want to see how comfortable they are, and they are very comfortable, I have to be honest. The quality's great, but there's just too many pairs out there for them to really still be hype. And I mean, Kanye hasn't even put out any music in a minute. Well, I mean, he has, it's just he hasn't put out any of his own in a couple, well, not even, like a couple years or so. It's not a couple years, but it's been a while, let's face it. I mean, 2016, so not that long. But aside from that, I feel like Yeezys are still a bit overhyped, and I feel like that just needs to be sort of finished. So hopefully Yeezys are gone after 2018. They've just been overhyped for too long. They've been styled incorrectly, and they've really just been beaten. So to end that off, no more Yeezys in 2018. Another brand that I think is going to fall off in 2018 or just sort of vanish a bit, I feel like it'd be Vlone. Now the reason I'm discussing Vlone as sort of falling off, ever since they lost that Nike collaboration, I feel like they've really gone downhill. Like they had a chance to be huge with the Nike Vlone collaboration, and then A$AP Rocky with his sexual allegations thing and that huge sort of controversy. I feel like they lost it, and then, you know, our hype just went way downhill. People are like, I'm not buying from Vlone anymore. Why would I want to support someone that did this to a woman or something like that? And that's pretty wrong. So discussing that right there, that definitely needs to be fixed, and you know, Vlone's definitely gonna fall off and lose a lot of hype for that, and people still don't buy him because of that issue, and Vlone has gone really downhill since then, and I don't feel like there's anything they can do to really come back from that. I mean, there is things they can do, like if they have a really good beard with like collaborating from sneakers and clothing, and they come out with some new good pieces, A$AP Rocky, Playboy Cardi, if they start promoting it more, then I feel like there will be success. Ever since A$AP Rocky did that and they lost their Nike Vlone collaboration, they've gone downhill, and they definitely did not have a good 2017, especially an ending to 2017 with that, and everyone just feeling like, yeah, why would I buy Vlone anymore? Their prices went down hundreds of dollars, like the items are still taking a hit in price, like they haven't even gone back all the way up yet. They're still a couple $100 down or way down. So let's face it, Vlone did not have the best 2017 ending, but they can have success in 2018, but they probably are going to fall off, and they're probably going to be gone, or not gone, just they'll be there. They're not going to be a Hypebeast brand, and they're not really going to have all that attention that they used to have. So that's why I think right there, no more Vlone hype in 2018. Okay, so another brand, I mean, fall off may be a relative term for this, but a brand I sort of want to see just vanish or just die down a bit would be Gucci. Now the reason I'm saying that is because, let's face it, so many people are just buying Gucci for the name, and so many people, when they get one item from it, they get crazy and all that. Like, yeah, I was super excited when I got my first Gucci belt, but after a day or so, I was like, it really doesn't affect anybody else that much. Like, okay, cool, and then they move on a minute later, and that's what I sort of figured out from Gucci. Like, you don't need to have all the most expensive stuff to have the best outfit or all of this, and that's what I sort of thought with Gucci. I'm hoping they sort of just die down and fall off a bit. Like, I'm gonna be honest, some of the pieces I've seen from the Cruise 2018 were not that good whatsoever, and you know, I think people are actually sort of disappointed with that. But when discussing that right there, Gucci just, I feel like, just go downhill a bit. Like, just come out with some pieces that aren't maybe too great, and maybe just, you know, it's just they've been a bit hyped. They were really hyped towards the end of 2017, and even leading into 2018, they still brought that hype with them. But I mean, a designer brand, I don't know how long they're gonna be able to keep up with this. I'm cool with them being hyped and all. Like, I'm glad that, you know, we're having designer brands having such a huge influence, and maybe even discussing Gucci, maybe even Balenciaga, because I mean, I saw some of the new Balenciaga sneakers and Chanel sneakers and all that, and I was not impressed whatsoever. So I feel like designer brands just need to relax a bit, maybe just go back to where they were before, instead of having, I mean, designer brands have always had a huge influence in fashion, but I feel like in 2018, we need to see a different influence of fashion rather than the designer brands controlling it all. We need to see something new, which I would think would be super awesome to see, like a streetwear brand finally take control of all the fashion, and just that happen for a year. I'd like to see. I don't know which brand to be, maybe Supreme, but even Supreme is dying a bit, and they have been since like 2009. I mean, they haven't been losing any fans for sure. They've been growing like crazy, but I mean, in terms of like, I guess, quality and impression and like great pieces, I haven't seen anything too impressive since like 2010, 2011. But I mean, I've seen a lot of good pieces. I just haven't seen the amount of crazy pieces since like 2010 area. But when discussing that, I feel like designer brands maybe need to step down in their controlling fashion position for maybe just a couple months to a year, and I would like to see what would happen there. So designer brands may fall off a bit in 2018 just because of the insane amount of hype they had in 2017. Let's see if they can keep up with that. I'm not sure, but that's another thing I think. Anyway, so thank you all for watching this video. I appreciate it. I mean, there are a couple other brands I do like to discuss in this video, but I feel like they already sort of died in 2017, and we don't need to bring that up in 2018. If they already didn't really bring any hype in at the end of 2017, then they're already sort of gone. They've already gone through the general topic of falling off, so I don't need to discuss them. Like, a good example, that'd be Antisocial Social Club. They did not really bring any hype towards the end of 2017, so no need to discuss them in this video. I'm talking about 2018 brands or 2018 fashion things that I'd like to see sort of vanish a bit, so they don't need to be discussed in this video whatsoever. But I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you're new and do want more content like this, if you want a part 2, whatever it may be, leave it below in the comments. I'd love to hear everything you guys think about this video, any opinions, any brands you think I should have included, whatever it may be. I'd love to hear it. And also, go ahead, subscribe below. I'd really appreciate that. And finally, to close off the video, go ahead and enter in that giveaway. It's for your guys' enjoyment and for you guys, thanking you all for 10K. So if you guys want to enter in that, top link in the description, wherever it will be, it'll be right there. You guys will see it. But anyways, thank you all for watching this video. Drop a like, 300 likes maybe. I don't know, it's always up to you guys and I appreciate it. But anyways, thank you all for watching this video. Peace out.